Right now, we're still waiting on a verdict on the governor's safer-at-home order. We'll tell you, though, why political experts say the decision is delayed.
Plus, 3 members of the coronavirus task force are in isolation this morning after coming in contact with someone who tested positive for the virus. Why one official says the White House may not be safe.
And as we head towards the middle of May, it'll finally start to feel like May around southern Wisconsin. I'll tell you how warm it's going to get in just a few minutes.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us on this Monday, May 11th. I'm Josh Breiter with Chris Stanford and Leah Linscheid. Developing this morning, the Vice President will report for work today after coming in contact with someone who tested positive of the coronavirus. An official with the White House says the VP has repeatedly tested negative for it and is following the advice of medical professionals. 2 West Wing employees have tested positive, the Vice President's press secretary and one of the President's personal valets. With 2 cases confirmed among its staff, a senior Trump administration official says working in the White House could be risky for his health amid the pandemic.
So we've all been exposing ourselves to risks, under the best guidance we could possibly have to keep us safe, but we're willing to take that chance because we love our country. And I think that, there are things that have to happen in that West Wing, even if the building is a little bit old and underventilated and so on.
Other members of the coronavirus task force already isolating following exposure include the director of the CDC, the head of the FDA, and Dr. Anthony Fauci.
The chief of naval operations is also self-isolating right now after a member of his family tested positive for the virus. Admiral Michael Gilday tested negative for the virus over the weekend. He's one of 2 members of the Joint Chiefs currently self-isolating. The other is the chief of the National Guard, who tested positive and negative for the virus Saturday. He'll undergo a 3rd test this morning in hopes of getting a definitive diagnosis.
The fate of Governor Evers' safer-at-home order still hinges on a ruling from the Wisconsin Supreme Court, which could be decided on at any moment. It's been several days now since justices heard oral arguments, far longer than political experts thought. UW-Milwaukee professor Mordecai Lee says the court, which has a 5-2 conservative majority, is usually pretty predictable, but waiting nearly a week or longer is not usual.
It could be that some of the people we associate as de facto conservative Republicans are maybe not jumping in the same direction as all the other conservatives. It's possible that the court is deadlocked.
To uphold the safer-at-home order, 2 conservative justices would need to side with the 2 liberals. The legislature has asked the court to grant a 6-day stay after their ruling to give the Department of Health Services some time to come up with a solution if that order is overturned.
For the 2nd time in 3 days, the percentage of positive test results in the state were up. 8% of new tests came back positive Sunday. That's a percent higher than the percentage of positive tests on Saturday. More than 10,000 people have tested positive so far in the state, and state health officials are reporting 2 additional COVID-19 related deaths. That puts the total number of people killed here in the state to 400. Just under half of people who tested positive have recovered. And while the search for a COVID-19 cure and vaccine continues, doctors here in Madison are encouraged by the early results of a convalescent plasma study. Listen to this. We first told you about this a month ago when UW Health and dozens of other hospitals across the country began accepting plasma donations for people who have recovered from COVID-19. The hope is that their antibodies could help others fend off the virus. Since then, Dr. William Hartman says they've accepted donations from about 50 people and used that to treat 14 patients whose health was taking a turn for the worse. He expects by the end of the week, 13 will have been discharged from the hospital. Iowa County resident Lana Townsley, who was in the ICU on a respirator before receiving the plasma donation, is already home with her husband.
I just kept getting worse and worse until I received the plasma, and I would absolutely love to meet that person and tell them thank you. Thanks for another chance at life.
Lana is now planning to donate her plasma as well as soon as she's well enough to do so. You can find a bunch more information about this right now on our website.
Some healthcare workers on the front lines of this fight are getting free vacations this morning. American Airlines is teaming up with Hyatt Hotels to donate trips to more than 4,000 workers at New York's Elmhurst Hospital. They're for 3-day stays at locations in the U.S. and the Caribbean. The hospital has increased its ICU capacity since the outbreak started by 500%. And speaking of flights, to show support for frontline workers in the pandemic, the 115th Fighter Wing is going to perform a flyover around the state tomorrow. Officials say 4 F-16 Fighting Falcons will fly over Wisconsin skies. It's part of a nationwide campaign designed to show appreciation for those battling the virus. The jets are going to fly over the Middleton VA Medical Center around 7:20 Tuesday night. Love that. It'll be neat to see that.
Absolutely.
And that won't be the only time you're going to see or hear the 115th in the air this week. The Wisconsin Air National Guard will conduct evening training flights starting today. Officials say they'll be taking off and landing around 10 o'clock every night until Thursday.
So 5 right now on a Monday morning, still dealing with those chilly temperatures, but we do have a beautiful shot of the sunrise this morning.
We certainly do. Skies have cleared just in the last hour or so here across southern Wisconsin. So nice view from our sky camera here on the west side of town, showing you clear skies. But clear skies mean cold conditions, and this morning freeze warning still in effect until 8 o'clock for our far northern viewing area. Most of the rest of south central and southeastern Wisconsin under a frost advisory until 8 o'clock. So sensitive plants still struggling, and over the next couple of nights, tonight and possibly even Tuesday night, you may want to protect those plants once again. Once we get to Wednesday, things improve, and I think then it's pretty safe to plant things outside for southern Wisconsin. The extended forecast is looking quite mild. Our temperatures statewide this morning: Green Bay checks in with 35, Rhinelanders at 28, Stevens Point is only 30 degrees. As expected, we're dropping here in Madison. We're down 4 degrees since the last hour to 34. And that's a direct result of those clouds moving out of the area. So we may drop another degree or two, be close to freezing for a little bit yet this morning across southern Wisconsin. Otherwise, look at that clear skies to the north. We'll have some sunshine in the area. Still going to be a little chilly. The main upper air weather pattern has not changed, so that cold air firmly entrenched across the northern part of the United States. High pressure, though, in control. That's going to keep any rain out of the area for the day today. Here's a closer look at southern Wisconsin. Your future track forecast model says that temperatures will drop yet to 32 degrees, so we may drop another couple of degrees. Warming rather quickly, though, by 8:30 back to 40, and then in the upper 40s by lunchtime. Yesterday's high, or temperature during the afternoon rather, barely made it into the 40s, so we'll already be nicer at lunchtime today than yesterday. Partly sunny skies across the entire area this afternoon, should make it into the 50s. Future track is trying to generate a few light showers. I don't really see that happening for us later today. Skies will then again clear out overnight, setting us up for a cold start tomorrow. Here's a look at your extended forecast. A nice improvement, though, as we go forward. 60s Wednesday, 70s starting on Thursday. Looks like that dry weather holds until midweek. Rain moving in late on Wednesday.
Okay, looking forward to that warm-up, Patty. So with graduation and Mother's Day this past weekend, it should have been a huge weekend for restaurants, and they typically count on these special occasions to bring in large parties. In the past, Tutto Pasta's general manager says they could expect as many as 30 people in a group for graduation weekend. During the pandemic, though, he says orders are down about 90%. But more than sales, he says that they miss celebrating their occasions, those occasions, with their customers.
Any type of, little interaction would be nice, and I think that's a big reason why people do work in the service industry anyways, is you have so many extroverts and so many social, servers that like to talk to their tables and like to have that interaction, as part of their job.
During the slowdown, Tutto Pasta is using the time to do some refurbishing to the restaurant, and he says that they'll reopen slowly once it's safe to do so.
A bar in Dodge County says they're not waiting any longer. They reopened over the weekend, more than 2 weeks before the state's safer-at-home order will expire. Dozens gathered at 6th Gear Bar in Beaver Dam on Saturday. You can see there in the video quite a few folks outside. The owner says he plans to follow social distancing, but says folks need to send a message to Governor Evers.
Can't sit high on your throne and not do anything. This has got to be done. Obviously, plus the account's broke.
6th Gear plans on staying open despite that safer-at-home order.
Apple says it'll start reopening some stores. One's going to open up today. The first is going to be in Boise, Idaho. Then others will follow in South Carolina, Alabama, and Alaska. Apple says it'll require temperature checks and facial coverings for staff and for customers. It'll also implement social distancing protocols.
Other tech companies Meanwhile, they're going to allow their employees to work from home for longer. Facebook and Google both say they are allowing anyone who can work remotely to do so for the rest of the year. Both companies do have plans to reopen their offices sometime this summer, but in-person attendance won't be required until at least 2021. This comes less than a week after Zillow announced its staff would work from home for the rest of the year. Amazon and reportedly Microsoft also have plans in place to allow employees to work from home until at least October.
6:09 this morning. Happy Monday, everyone. Hope you had a great weekend. Let's take a look at your first warn traffic. A few more delays popping up along East Washington Avenue along Stoughton Road. If you're hopping on the Beltline from the interstate towards Stoughton Road to Monotto Drive, a few delays popping up near there, but again, no major delays to talk about this morning. If you're heading out the door, you should be in good shape, and we'll keep an eye on traffic throughout the morning. That's a look at your first warn traffic. All right, 10 minutes past 6 o'clock right now, and at least 19 people are dead after a training accident with the Iranian military. We're following the latest on this developing situation just ahead.
And Chinese hackers are actively trying to steal American research on the coronavirus. We'll tell you how government agencies are responding.
It's 6:10. We're so glad you're joining us this Monday morning. We're back after the break.
RHD Plumbing has the most reliable professionals in the industry. With honesty you can trust to deliver quality products and workmanship, dedicated to being the best. RHD Plumbing now offers complete bathroom and kitchen remodeling, the best plumbers, and everything else you need to finish your dream project. For your home or business, get the job done right the first time with no surprises with the reliable, honest, and dedicated plumbing professionals of RHD Plumbing, proud partner of the Green Bay Packers.
Hi, I'm Tim O'Brien, owner of the Healthy Place Apple Wellness, and boy, has this been a rough season. We are here for you. We're open. Our wellness consultants are trained in the top immune, lung, and inflammation supplements that are important right now. We have live chat on our website and same-day delivery for our Dane County residents, so you do not need to leave the house. We support you. Stop by one of our 4 Madison-based locations or check us out online at findyourhealthyplace.com.
This is online learning. Today, it's more relevant than ever. This is you, a person looking for a lasting career. And this is Herzing University's Everywhere Classroom, where you can earn a degree in nursing, healthcare, business, and IT, anywhere, anytime. Take an online course free and get comfortable with online learning. That makes a degree from Herzing University more relevant than ever. I'm possible at Herzing. Learn more today.
For 25 years, Denver Mattress has been your local source for factory direct mattresses, improving the sleeping lives of millions of Americans one night at a time. And shopping online has never been easier at denvermattress.com. Browse top brands like Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, Purple, and factory direct bestsellers from Denver Mattress. Or unpack a better night's sleep with our bed-in-a-box lineup. And best of all, score free store-to-door local delivery with any mattress purchase, plus 5 years no interest. denvermattress.com, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
From our family to yours, we want to encourage you to keep going. Keep protecting what's most important. Keep hopeful in the face of all this. Keep believing. Keep being strong. Keep supporting the people on the front line. Keep staying together while staying apart. Keep being fearless. And most of all, keep dreaming. American Family Insurance is mailing our personal auto insurance customers a premium relief payment to help them keep going. We'll keep being here when you need us.
Welcome back at 6:13. Breaking news overnight. 19 people are dead and 15 wounded after an accidental missile strike during an Iranian training exercise. Iran's army says a missile struck a support ship during a naval exercise in the Gulf of Oman. They say the support ship came too close to a target which it was setting up for the exercise. This is a developing story. We're working to learn more details, and we'll bring you those updates as they come in.
And there's a new warning this morning regarding a series of hacks from China that could be issued today. by the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security. They say an elite group of hackers and spies are actively working to steal American research on the coronavirus. That data includes developments in the race for a vaccine and possible treatments. This warning, according to the New York Times, is part of a broader deterrence system which gives the NSA and U.S. Cyber Command authority to mount counterattacks against China. Shanghai Disneyland is back open this morning. The park closed for more than 3 months because of the pandemic. It's the first of Disney's theme parks to reopen in a limited capacity. Tickets were listed online Friday and sold out in minutes. Visitors must follow other strict guidelines and wear face masks before they're admitted. The park will allow less than 24,000 people in at a time, which is less than 30% of its capacity.
Happening today, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson is reopening parts of the UK. Johnson says people can now return to work if they can't work from home. Parks are also reopening there, and primary schools in Britain could welcome students as soon as June 1st. The UK has 219,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19. Nearly 32,000 there have died. In Spain, phase 1 of that country's plan to reopen is underway this morning. Small retail businesses and restaurant terraces are open, along with some sports facilities. However, the two hardest hit cities, Madrid and Barcelona, are still in so-called phase 0, since they have yet to meet the necessary requirements to reopen. The Spanish Prime Minister says that country is ready to move past the pandemic, as he claims they've conquered 99% of the virus.
Officials in South Korea this morning are working to contain a newly confirmed outbreak of the coronavirus on their nation's capital. Officials are reporting at least 35 new cases. This is the second day in a row of newly confirmed cases and the highest number of positive tests in more than a month. Most of these cases are related to an outbreak between several nightclubs. So far, Reuters says the country has tested around 4,000 people who were possibly exposed. A plane carrying face masks from South Korea is expected to land in the U.S. this morning. The Hill reports the Korean Foreign Ministry donated 2 million medical-grade masks. This is the second major donation, too, from South Korea. Last month, the country donated 500,000 testing kits.
6:16 on a Monday morning, so I was this close to turning the heat on yesterday, but I didn't pull the trigger. But it's the middle of May, and here we are talking about freeze warnings.
I know, still kind of in the heating season for some folks. So you're right, freeze warnings in effect for areas north of the Dells this morning. We have another couple of nights where we're going to be dealing with temperatures that are critical for sensitive plants. Frost advisory is still in effect for the south central and southeastern parts of the state until 8 o'clock this morning. Here's a look at our current temperatures. We're dropping here in Madison 34. Janesville still at 39 with a bit of cloud cover. In the Dells, it is clear with 31 degrees. Our temperatures will climb rather quickly, though, this morning. We're headed to highs in the low 50s later on this afternoon. Here's a look at that upper air weather pattern. Cold air in place right now, but some encouraging news as we go through the week. The pattern starts to shift a little bit, and we trend towards warmer conditions. Now, it's going to be a gradual shift, but by the time we get to the weekend and into next week, things are looking quite a bit warmer for southern Wisconsin. Here's a look at that extended forecast for the next 10 days. We have high temperatures in the mid-70s by next week.
Hattie, you're everybody's favorite person today. Thank you very much. 6:17 now. If you've been trying to work from home or just keep up with friends virtually and your current computer isn't living up to the task, Consumer Reports has some advice to shop for a new one. Soon after Adam Schaefer started helping his kids with their remote learning, he realized it was time to replace his 12-year-old computer.
Been having a lot of freezing up problems on the websites, and we only could have just about 2 websites open at a time. Otherwise, they'll crash.
If you're in the same boat, it may be time to start shopping online.
Laptops are a great option because they're portable, more powerful, and less expensive than they used to be.
If you like PCs, the Lenovo Flex 15 is a CR Best Buy, and this convertible laptop is comfortable and convenient to use. If you prefer a Mac, one of CR's top-rated laptops is the 16-inch Apple MacBook Pro. CR's testers say its long battery life could last you beyond a full day's work.
Apple's at the top of our ratings when it comes to reliability and owner satisfaction.
As for desktops, all-in-one models where the computer is built into the monitor are a popular choice. They're powerful and they save space. This 27-inch model from Lenovo is a CR Best Buy. Testers say it showed fast speeds during performance tests and said the touchscreen offered a convenient way to navigate. And for Mac lovers like Adam, CR recommends this 21.5-inch iMac. It has built-in speakers, and CR says its dedicated graphics card allows you to run more graphics-intensive tasks while video editing at top speed. Adam says he and his wife are probably more excited than their kids for the new computer.
Keep typing, baby. You're doing great.
Now, if right now isn't the time to drop a lot of cash on a new computer, Consumer Reports says one free option is turning an outdated laptop into a Chromebook. It's actually not too hard to do. We have a link with step-by-step instructions from Consumer Reports up on channel3000.com.
All right, coming up on 620 this morning and still ahead for us, we're taking a look at how you celebrated Mom in our Safe at Home Challenge.
And in our next half hour, we're taking a look at the increased testing capabilities around the state.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. We'll be right back.
With a nursing degree, helping others went from a job to a career.
Social distancing and family quarantines are a jarring reality for kids. It's a big adjustment, so it's important that we adults do what we can to help them navigate this new normal. Encourage your kids to ask questions and give them honest, age-appropriate answers. Show them things that they can do to regain some control. And above all, reassure them that their safety is your top priority.
Now more than ever, SSM Health and News 3 Now encourage you to take time for kids.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Just like you, I had problems sleeping. I tried every pillow out there and nothing worked. 15 years ago, I invented MyPillow. It took me 2 years to develop because I wanted to have everything you would ever want in a pillow. I made sure that you could adjust my patented fill so you could have the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of your sleep position. I also wanted a pillow that would last, so I made MyPillow machine washable and dryable. I back MyPillow with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Not only that, I do all my own manufacturing in my home state of Minnesota.
I really like the fact that it was made in the USA. I think that USA products are a better quality product. I've tried a lot of other pillows, and nothing's worked like MyPillow.
I'm interrupting this commercial right now to give you deep discounts, not just on my pillows, but also my mattress toppers, sheets, and so much more. For example, you can get body pillows regularly $89.99, now only $29.99, or MyPillow dog beds for as low as $19.99 with your promo code.
I used to think that sheets were just sheets. I got the Giza Dream sheets. They are the most comfortable sheets I've ever had.
The Go Anywhere pillow is so easy to just roll up and take anywhere I want to go.
Go Anywhere pillow is really comfortable, so that's what I really like. It's nice and supportive, and it's nice and small.
The MyPillow topper, for the first time, has enabled me to have a cool night's sleep. I'm able to go to bed and just get rest.
That's 3 inches of wonderful that's in the MyPillow mattress topper. It's just like a firm cloud.
MyPillow helps me get a good night's sleep so I can do my job in the morning.
Go to MyPillow.com to get deep discounts, not just on my pillows, but so much more. For example, you get body pillows regularly $89.99, now only $29.99, or MyPillow dog beds for as low as $19.99 with your promo code.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
We're back.
We got Untitled food.
Oh, good. What a treat after a long week and no cleanup.
When you can't dine in, then get it to go and support our restaurants during Madison Magazine's Restaurant Week to Go. 2 weeks of fabulous to-go menus you'll love. Visit MadisonMagazine.com for details and menus. Restaurant Week to Go, presented by Kesnick's. Food service design, equipment, and supplies.
I guess there is still cleanup to do.
Welcome back. 6:23 is your time, and it's time to take a look at some of our entries for this weekend's Safe at Home Challenge.
Yeah, so we asked everybody to send in pictures of them celebrating Mother's Day with their family, and we got some good ones. Here's a group there trying to socially distance while celebrating a few different generations of moms right there.
I know, I love that. Keeping the 6-foot distance, too. That's really important. Here's another runner-up. Take a look at this picture. Painted from somebody. This is from a Mother's Day Zoom painting class. Lavon did it with her daughter. The best part, these flowers won't wilt. That's quite beautiful.
I thought they were real when I first looked at them.
Oh, yeah,
That's
Josh.
amazing.
It's a good idea, too, the painting lesson over Zoom.
Not a bad idea at all.
You can do so much over Zoom. I'm learning all sorts of interesting things. And here is this morning's winner. Check it out. Boxes and boxes of baked goods.
This gentleman, whoever sent this in, they know that we always pick the ones that are related to food. It's just what we do. Congrats to today's winner. We're going to be sending you a gift card to a local business.
All right, so Hattie, you also did some baking over the weekend. You care to share?
Yeah, I'll show you some pictures. It was a pretty good experiment for my kids. We did a little quarantine cake contest with some of their friends as well. They each baked a cake, and they had an inspiration cake that they were trying to match. So if we could go to those weather graphics, I'll show you the results that my kids produced yesterday. Take a look at this. The inspiration's on the left. That's a picture of a nailed it cake, and that is what they created. Yeah, they nailed it. Those eyes are a little weird, but they got most of the elements in that cake. I have to give kudos to them, though. That was a pretty tough cake. The inside was layered and different, rainbow colored, so it tasted wonderful.
That is such a creative family.
Thing. Well, we were celebrating Aiden's birthday, which is today, and he can't have a birthday party, so we did this contest with a couple of other families. Had a lot of fun doing it, so thanks everyone for participating. Here is a look at our Pet Walk forecast. Barack and Hillary. Madison, love it. They're back to back there, I love it. 49 degrees. We have some clouds in the area today, but plenty of sunshine as well. It'll be a little bit better than it was yesterday. Coming up, we're looking at rain chances more towards the middle of the week. It's going to stay dry today and tomorrow. Here's late Wednesday into Thursday with that rain moving back into southern Wisconsin. Notice the temperatures, though. At least it'll be a little bit warmer, and we're not expecting any of the white stuff with this next storm system. It should be all rain. Your extended forecast is definitely warm enough for rain going forward. A little cool at night still, but it'll be dry tonight with a low of 33, which means some patchy frost is possible. The risk for frost continues Tuesday night, but after that, things are looking up. Highs will be near 70.
Hey, and don't forget, tomorrow we want to see your best flower pictures. That's our stay-at-home challenge, so send those in. We'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
During these challenging times, many Habitat homeowners are hard at work on the front lines. Others have lost their jobs. Please consider making a donation to ease their financial burden and help us bring stability to families in our community.
We here at Brothers Maine wanted to check in with everyone in the light of the COVID-19 epidemic. We're going to do everything we can here at our store to make sure everything's clean, disinfected, and ready for customers to come in and shop with us. Not only can we come to your house and set up the products as we normally would, but we're also going to be offering a free drop-off service in Dane and Rock County. There's nothing more important to our company than making sure that our employees and our customers are safe and healthy.
Here at Weedman Lawn Care, we believe that your lawn should be a place where memories are made, a source of pride, relaxation, and fun for the whole family. That's why we proudly offer a child and pet-friendly program, so you can enjoy a healthier, greener, weed-free lawn without sacrificing peace of mind.
Our program offers effective, targeted weed control, and our golf course quality fertilizer creates a beautiful outdoor space. Don't your kids and grandkids deserve a Weedman lawn? Trust the lawn care experts. Trust Weedman.
The world may be shut down, but Mother Nature won't wait. Normal wear and tear on your home won't wait either. So if you need a home improvement, we're here to help. With exclusive offers to save you money on roofing, siding, windows, gutters, and design services, all with zero down, 0% interest, and no monthly payments for 6 months. Plus free virtual consultations from the comfort and safety of your own home. Visit fryconstruction.com for exclusive money-saving offers and contact us today.
The way you get through hard times is to hold strong to your values. At Group Health Cooperative, our common values have sustained us for over 4 decades. Now is no different. We are here, in our clinics, but we want you to be safer at home. That's why GHC has more ways for you to get care anywhere, anytime, day or night. Be seen, be safe, be home. We will get through this together, and we will all get better together.
Govan Cars is having a huge markdown sale where you can buy a new body style 2018 Chevy Equinox starting at only $13,995 or $219 per month. That's right, Govan Cars has 2018 Chevy Equinoxes starting at $13,995 or $219 per month, all with remaining factory warranty. So just come on in and visit our family-owned and operated business for over 50 years and ask for Crystal the Pistol Govan. Go to Govan Cars East or West.
You gotta go to Govan, GovanCars.com.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection remains open to serve our customers and communities during these times of uncertainty. During Safer at Home, we've got you covered for all your plumbing service needs. Call us for help. We are here for you.
Right now, a first for coronavirus testing in Wisconsin. Who can now get tested as efforts are about to ramp up?
Skies are clearing across southern Wisconsin and temperatures will warm this week. I'll tell you how warm it'll get in just a few minutes.
This is News 3 Now This Morning.
Good morning, folks, and happy Monday. Thanks for joining us on this May 11th. I'm Leah Linscheid, along with Chris Stanford and Josh Sprider. We want to start this half hour in Milwaukee, one of the hardest hit cities in the state when it comes to the coronavirus. Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett says his city is ramping up testing capabilities this morning so that anyone who wants a test can get one. As of today, the city of Milwaukee has seen more than 3,000 positive cases. 2 new testing sites are opening up there this morning, one on the city's north side, the other on the south. This is also the first time people who aren't showing symptoms will be able to get tested. The National Guard will be on hand this morning to help.
Members of the National Guard will also be on hand in Waukesha County today to help expanded testing efforts. Waukesha County health officials say the hope is to identify those who have the virus and help healthy people get back to work sooner. A 3-day push started over the weekend to test as many people as possible and trace the people that they've had contact with.
Not just the person that's sick that we're testing, we're also finding out who they've been in contact with and can help them either quarantine to watch for symptoms or get tested themselves.
About 700 members of the National Guard are helping with expanded testing efforts across the state right now.
As testing expands, so does the push to prevent COVID-19. Johnson & Johnson says it wants to produce 1 billion coronavirus vaccines in the next year. That's according to the company's chief scientific officer. He says the company is scaling up its manufacturing and hopes to start producing that vaccine later this year.
We start clinical trials in September and hopefully have data by the end of the year, as well as now working towards 1 billion vaccines for next year. We will have some vaccine available this year, but it will depend on the authorities, the FDA and others, to decide whether it can be used earlier before clear efficacy data are available.
Johnson & Johnson says it's been working on a vaccine since early January. The company has partnered up with the federal government now as they work toward that goal.
Starting today, SSM Health will require face masks. That includes patients, visitors, and staff. SSM Health says it's proud to be part of the communities they serve and ask everyone to help each other stay safe and healthy.
Developing now, we're continuing to keep an eye on the state Supreme Court this morning as we wait for their ruling on Wisconsin's Safer at Home order. We haven't heard anything from the court since they heard oral arguments in a lawsuit over the order 6 days ago. The state legislature wants the court to overrule the extension of the order on the grounds that DHS Secretary-designee Andrew Palm didn't have the authority to push it to May 26th. They're hoping the court grants a 6-day period to allow them to work with the Evers administration on a new plan for opening the state back up. We'll break in with any updates that developed this morning.
Thanks, Josh. 6:32 right now. Protests to reopen the state continued over the weekend. One in La Crosse here focusing on a specific aspect of life. Protesters held a rally and a public rosary outside a cathedral downtown La Crosse. They were calling on Bishop William Patrick Callahan to lift additional restrictions beyond what's outlined in the governor's Safer at Home order. The bishop canceled all public masses in mid-March, including masses in church parking lots. The protesters say that took away their right to religious freedom.
The Mass is the lifeblood, the spiritual lifeblood of a Catholic, and for it to be cut off like this is just about the worst thing that can happen to us.
You know, in response, the Diocese of La Crosse said that they hope their observance of the Badger Bounce Back Plan allows for a safe and orderly reopening once the danger has passed.
The virus has put more people out of work than any time since the Great Depression. That has the Trump administration looking at another round of stimulus payments this morning. Even with many states either reopening right now or planning to reopen in the coming weeks, the White House believes those grim unemployment numbers will get worse before they get better. Some of the president's economic advisors predict unemployment could reach 20% by June. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin says that has the administration looking at a number of options.
The president has said and wants to make sure before we rush back and do the next bill and spend more taxpayer money, we just want to be thoughtful.
We understand why the economy is slowing down, and we expect that we can reverse it. Whereas in the Depression, there were a lot of other things, a lot of policy errors and so on that made the whole thing drag out.
Starting this week, President Trump has announced the government will buy $3 billion worth of dairy, meat, and produce from America's farmers.
NPR reports one type of farming is actually growing right now. That's community-supported agriculture, or CSAs. With worries about the food supply chain growing, NPR says more people are turning to CSAs to get their produce from farmers directly. Farmers say the models focus on fresh and clean food and a limited number of hands touching it, and that appeals to a lot of people who are worried right now about the spread of germs. It also makes sure that the food doesn't go to waste.
Part of our decision to open up our CSA to more members this year was directly in response to wanting to have a little more guaranteed source of where our veggies were going to go this summer.
Farmers say the increased interest in CSA orders is helping offset some of the losses they're seeing by not having farmers markets available so far this season.
Another industry doing well locally, dog grooming. Serenity Pet Spa in Madison says it opened about a week ago and business has been busy since. Groomers are working 12-hour days there. This time of year would already be hectic with the summer approaching, but this year there's even more demand. Serenity normally sees about 35 dogs a day with 8 groomers on hand. Right now they're seeing that amount with half the staff.
We have new photos just into the newsroom this half hour of the damage done by a fire in the town of Beloit overnight. Several departments responded with mutual aid to a home on Walters Road around 8:30 after reports of a fire in an attached garage. Everyone was able to get out of the home safely. You can see right there the photos. Firefighters were able to put the fire out before it spread from the garage to the home. The town of Beloit Fire Department tells us the fire likely started from a chicken heat lamp and nobody was hurt. 6:36 right now on a Monday morning. Turning to weather right now, not the temperature trend that we'd want to be seeing this time of the year.
No, we have been much colder than we should have been, and yesterday was a great example. On Mother's Day, temperatures dropped back into the middle 30s with some snow falling through the middle of the day. We only managed to climb back into the 40s through the afternoon, so it was a very chilly May 10th. We still have some freeze warnings in effect this morning for parts of the area. That's north of the Dells. That freeze warning continues, and then a frost advisory still for another couple of hours for south central and southeastern Wisconsin. We're not out of the woods just yet. There still is a risk for frost for the next couple of nights. Our temperature here in Madison down to 34 with clearing skies, 31 in the Dells with a bit of cloud cover right along the state line. Temperatures are a little closer to 40 degrees. Your weather track model shows you that the skies have been clearing, the clearing line working its way from north to south across the area all morning long, and that will continue. As we look at your future track forecast model, temperatures in the 30s this morning in many places. We will see a climb, and a rather quick one. By lunchtime today, temperatures will already be back into the upper 40s. That's better than we were yesterday afternoon. Look for partly sunny skies with high temperatures in the 50s across all of southern Wisconsin. Now, this particular forecast model is trying to generate a few light showers. You can see some of those green blips showing up on the map. I don't think we have a high likelihood of seeing any of that rain across southern Wisconsin. Skies will again clear overnight, and light winds will lead to a pretty cold start. Again, by 8, we're already back into the 40s, but you might want to cover up any sensitive plants later on tonight as well. Here's your extended forecast. We're talking 33 for the overnight low tonight, 58 then on Tuesday with sunshine. The temperatures, though, warm from there. We're back into the 60s on Wednesday, 70s Thursday and Friday. Rain chances are going to return to the area as well as we head into the middle of the week. So a nice warming trend as we go towards the end of the week, and it looks like that continues even into next week.
The only guy unhappy about this is this gentleman behind me right now.
The polar bear.
Oh, poor buddy. He doesn't
think
mind
he'll
the
be all
weather.
right.
He's got a pool. It'll be
That's
okay.
true. That's very true. All right. Thank you, Addie. 6:38 now. Governor Evers' safer-at-home order doesn't mean you need to stay indoors. Getting outside, getting moving, it's important.
Absolutely. So in this week's Time for Kids segment, Amanda Quintana shows us the benefits of getting your kids up and playing.
With most in-person activities and even schoolwork going virtual, it's no surprise we're probably looking at our screens more and more. But experts suggest for kids we limit that time to just 2 hours a day. That includes tablet, TV, and cell phone time. And kids need a minimum of an hour of play per day, but the more, the better.
If you can get outside and get some fresh air, get some sunlight, get out of confined spaces, that's going to be so good for mood and for mental health, for the parents as well. And then play period and physical activity period, we know it's going to have a ton of lifelong benefits.
Dr. Daniel Beardmore says keeping your kids active on a regular basis will lead to reduced cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and obesity later in life. And play is important for their growth. Kids learn how to interact with others, boundaries and limits, and confidence as they try new things. So do not forget to get outside and play.
There's Amanda Quintana reporting there. Now, something else you could do with your kids starting today, get a book curbside at your closest Madison library. All you got to do is call ahead or go online to put hold on the books you want, and then schedule a time to pick them up. Staff members will then put the books in your trunk or your back seat, so you don't even have to get out of the car.
Developing this morning and just into the newsroom, the NCAA's president says the coronavirus makes it unlikely all schools will be able to begin competing in college sports at brings college football in the fall into question. The NCAA says the goal is to make sure every team has an equal amount of time to prepare before the season starts, but varied timelines make that hard. All right, 6:40 this morning. Let's take a look at your first warn traffic. Dane County looking good, no crashes to report. We do want to take you over to Crawford County this morning, though, where there was a landslide along Highway 35. So right now it's down to one lane between County Road D and F this morning, and they've got crews that are directing traffic as they clean up the road there. Other than that, no real problems to report this morning. Let's take a live look outside right now, 6:41 on this Monday morning. A beautiful start out there, other than it being a little chilly, of course. But Hattie's talking about those temperatures and a warm-up coming up in her first warn forecast.
We love that, and we love this next story. It's one of our favorite of the morning. We're going to tell you why 200-plus folks did a drive-by down in Cuba City this weekend. That's coming up when News 3 Now This Morning returns.
Admit it, you just don't have time for mowing. At Barnes, we take pride in our attention to details like straight mowing lines and spotless paved areas. From planting to pruning, seeding to sodding, mowing to mulching, and everything in between, we are Barnes. Get started today at barnesinc.net.
My bucket list is simple. When the time comes, I want to be at home with people who care how I live, not just how long. A Grace did that for my dad, and now I know a Grace will help me too.
For almost 50 years, we've built trust within our communities by making customer delight our top priority. That trust allows us to improve lives one home at a time. During this challenging time, we want to make sure your needs are being met without stress by offering 2-for-1 windows with no interest and no payments for 1 year. So go ahead, visit us online, or call now from the comfort of home.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
In this challenging time, Wisconsin's dairy farmers remain committed to your well-being.
We're still in the barns every day, producing real, nutritious milk for your table, and products like cheese, yogurt, butter, ice cream, and more.
We're all in this together, and our passion for feeding Wisconsin's communities is stronger than ever.
We're eating and drinking foods and beverages that are very acidic. It can soften the enamel. Pro-enamel repair, what it's doing is driving more minerals deep into the enamel surface that's going to help actively repair. Pro-enamel is taking it to another level.
In these uncertain times, it has never been more important to maintain a clean home or business. We are prepared to get your space back to clean and healthy again. We've added a new EPA-registered cleaner that disinfects hard surfaces and deep cleans carpet, rugs, and upholstery. Remember, we disinfect our equipment after every job and disinfect our vehicles daily. We believe in doing things the right way. That's why we've been your trusted partner in clean for over 70 years.
Admit it, you just don't have time for mowing. At Barnes, we take pride in our attention to details like straight mowing lines and spotless paved areas. From planting to pruning, seeding to sodding, mowing to mulching, and everything in between, we are Barnes. Get started today at barnesinc.net.
On the next Live at 4, we'll find out what our financial future looks like.
And film critic Will Loper will have the latest movies and TV shows you can stream as we remain safer at home.
When it seems the world is changing every day, you need the latest breaking news quickly without sacrificing accuracy.
Trust News 3 Now as your local source for the latest facts to help keep you and your family safe.
News 3 Now, your local coronavirus headquarters.
Welcome back, folks. We always take a minute this time of morning to try and make you smile, and this story out of Cuba City will certainly do just that. So this is Father Dave Flanagan of St. Rose Church in that town. He turned 65 this past weekend, and despite being quite the extrovert, he was going to socially distance and celebrate by himself. But after being a part of this community for decades, the town wouldn't let him do that. 200+ cars lined up, fire trucks and police department and all, to thank him for his years of dedication. His parishioners even set up pictures of themselves inside the church, you're about to see that, to make sure he wouldn't be alone on his birthday.
200 cars lined up, and Father Flanagan there, and he wasn't going to get away with celebrating a big birthday like that by himself.
Certainly not. His reputation goes far beyond Cuba City. He means quite a bit to my family. He was a dear friend of my brother Levi, so we were able to spend a little bit of time with him, driving by and honking. I think it made his day.
Oh. Maybe his year. I mean, seeing support like that, you know, during a tough time, cool. I love to see stories like that.
Did you see the snow in the video there, Hattie?
I was going to
freezing.
say,
Yeah,
pretty
it was
impressive
pretty lousy weather.
The weather was anything but ideal yesterday across southern Wisconsin. Things are looking up, though, for us today already. You can see sunshine outside. WIC-TV sky camera showing you mostly clear skies here across southern Wisconsin. Our temperatures are still going to be chilly, though. We're dealing with a freeze warning this morning and a frost advisory across most of the area. Here's a look at your current temperature readings. In the Dells, it is 31. You've been below freezing for a couple of hours now. 34 in Madison, a little bit milder in southwestern Wisconsin, where those clouds have been a little slower to clear this morning. Temperatures over the next 12 hours will climb to highs in the low 50s, though, this afternoon. So at least we'll make it back into the 50s with partly to mostly sunny skies. High temperature trend is steadily upward over the next 10 days. We get pretty close to normal and even go a little bit above normal heading into next week. So that is the good news. We're going in the right direction.
Chris, have your kids broken out the winter coats mid-May yet?
It was funny because we were online shopping over the weekend. Like we needed to bring some warmer clothes. That did not happen. We packed a lot of that stuff away. You know, thinking that we were going to have some nice spring weather, but here we go. Snow yesterday.
Welcome back to Wisconsin.
Yeah, unseasonable. We were not prepared.
All right, Hattie, thank you. 6:46 now, coming up in the morning sprint. We're going to tell you why the country's leading expert on coronavirus is going to be working from home over the next couple of weeks.
But first, it's May 11th, and we want to say happy birthday to all the kids turning 3 today. And a few of those who are turning 3, plus a few more. My son, Aiden, is turning 14 today. So happy birthday, buddy. Thanks for celebrating with us here on News 3 Now this morning.
Get the facts with Reality Check, only on News 3 Now.
Green Tag is on now at Sloan Implement. Get a John Deere and your supersized Sloan deal. Get 0% for 84 months or $195 per month on a John Deere 2025R. Get a John Deere now during Green Tag and Power Up with Sloan.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family cool this summer,
let me show you how this works.
It takes Bryant.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
In the Madison area, call Heating and Cooling Incorporated.
For your heating and air conditioning needs, call Tarkenton Brothers.
When you have depression, it can plunge you into deep, dark lows and can leave you feeling extremely sad and disinterested. Overwhelmed by bipolar depression? Ask about Vraylar. Not all types of depression should be treated the same. Vraylar effectively helps relieve all symptoms of bipolar depression with just one pill once a day. Elderly patients with dementia-related psychosis have an increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor about unusual changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants can increase these in children and young adults. Report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, which may mean a life-threatening reaction, or uncontrollable muscle movements, which may be permanent. Side effects may not appear for several weeks. Metabolic changes may occur. Nausea, restlessness, and movement dysfunction are common side effects. When bipolar depression overwhelms, ask how Vraylar can help.
The way you get through hard times is to hold strong to your values. At Group Health Cooperative, our common values have sustained us for over 4 decades. Now is no different. We are here, in our clinics, but we want you to be safer at home. That's why GHC has more ways for you to get care anywhere, anytime, day or night. Be seen, be safe, be home. We will get through this together, and we will all get better together.
I want to have $1 million when I retire.
Oh, great goal.
So where do I start?
Well, first you set up automatic transfers into savings. That can add up pretty quickly.
For me, working on putting $1,000 into an emergency fund got me in a good saving habit.
Already on it.
Then put together a plan to get rid of debt and maximize your investments. You know, Summit helped me do.
Oh, that's great. I love how Summit gives people the knowledge and confidence to go after their goals. It's your money. Own it. Summit Credit Union.
Go-getters, run with Sloan. Save big on full and mid-size Gator XUVs at the John Deere Green Tag Sales Event, because taking the wheel shouldn't take you over budget. Get a John Deere Gator during Green Tag and powered up with Sloan.
Go to Amazon.com skills to enable Channel 3000 news briefs.
It's 6:50 and time for the morning sprint.
We start with the push for more coronavirus testing across Wisconsin. 2 new testing locations will open this morning in Milwaukee, the hardest hit city in the state. More than 3,000 cases of COVID-19 have been confirmed there. Expanded testing is also underway in Waukesha County. Officials in both places say anybody who wants to get a test can now get one, even those who aren't showing symptoms. All of those tests are free.
New research out this morning shows that men may be more susceptible to COVID-19. Reuters is reporting a large European study found that men's blood has higher levels of an enzyme used by the virus to infect cells. The enzyme is found in the heart and the respiratory system and may explain how the virus targets those areas. Worldwide, more men than women have died from the coronavirus.
The Trump administration says it's considering another round of stimulus payments after the most recent jobs report showed the highest unemployment rate since the Great Depression. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin says the administration is looking at all of its options right now, and it won't rule out another round of payments. Experts say the national unemployment rate could reach 20% by next month.
President Trump says the government will buy $3 billion worth of dairy, meat, and produce from America's farmers. The pandemic has disrupted supply chains across the country, hitting ranchers especially hard. Cattle prices have dropped by 1/3 in the last 2 months, and the 4 companies that dominate meat processing in the U.S. aren't buying as much.
Dr. Anthony Fauci says he'll be working from home for the next 2 weeks as part of a precautionary modified quarantine. Fauci says it's out of caution after multiple White House staffers tested positive for the virus last week. Fauci didn't have direct contact with any of those staffers, but he says he'll continue to work from home for the next 14 days and only go into the office if no one else is there. Vice President Mike Pence, though, will not be self-isolating this morning. He'll still be working at the White House, despite one of his press secretaries being one of the positive coronavirus cases in the White House. In a statement, Pence's staff says the vice president will continue to follow the advice of medical staff, and he has tested negative for the virus. White House staff are being tested daily.
We're waiting to hear from the state Supreme Court this morning, nearly a week after they heard oral arguments in a lawsuit challenging Wisconsin's safer at home order. The state legislature wants the order extended, or actually thrown out, in 6 days to work with the Evers administration on a new plan. Some political science experts say the delay could be because the court's decision could be a surprise, or they're writing extensive opinions.
China is now facing a growing number of lawsuits aiming to hold the country accountable for the pandemic. The suits go as far as claiming that China tried to cover up what was happening. The Chinese Foreign Ministry, though, says the country has been transparent. The lawsuits don't stand much of a chance because federal law makes it difficult to sue a foreign government.
So there's just no evidence that anybody had it in the lab anywhere in the world prior to the outbreak.
That right there is one of the scientists working to find a cure for COVID-19. Speaking last night on 60 Minutes, Peter Daszak dispelled some of the conspiracy theories surrounding the start of the virus. He says all the evidence points to it coming from a wild animal, then being transferred to humans after someone hunted and ate that animal.
Johnson & Johnson says they want to produce 1 billion coronavirus vaccines in the next year. Johnson & Johnson is planning to start clinical trials in September already and get approval from the FDA and others by the end of 2020. MarketWatch reports that 23 companies are currently working on coronavirus treatments or vaccines.
Some sad news just into the newsroom this morning. Actor and comedian Jerry Stiller has died. His son Ben Stiller confirmed his death on Twitter this morning, saying he passed away from natural causes. Jerry was best known for his appearances on Seinfeld and King of Queens. He was also a top comedy act in the 1960s, appearing on The Ed Sullivan Show some 36 times. Stiller was 92.
The State Journal reports almost 60% of Wisconsin's schools are looking for a waiver right now. That waiver would be for state instructional hour requirements. 10 of the 15 districts in Dane County applied for the waivers, including Madison, Verona, Middleton, Cross Plains, and Sun Prairie. State law requires a certain number of instructional hours per grade level. Many schools right now are having trouble hitting those marks.
The Journal-Sentinel says Middleton-based American Girl is facing a lawsuit accused of stealing the identity of a real person for one of their dolls. Astronomist Lucianne Walkowitz says the company's 2018 Girl of the Year doll was based on her without her permission. The doll, named Luciana, has a purple streak in her hair, a similar outfit to Walkowitz, and an interest in space. The company responded by saying it takes pride in creating original characters.
6:55, let's take a look at your first warn traffic this morning. As far as Dane County goes, no problems to report. Crawford County, though, along Highway 35 there was a landslide between County Road D and F this morning, so avoid that area if you are heading out near Crawford County. That's your first warn traffic.
And your first warn weather forecast starts with clear skies here in Madison. We did have clouds a little bit ago, but those clouds are clearing from north to south across the region. Temperatures are still dropping in some locations. We're in the 30s, but we'll be back in the low 50s later on this afternoon with a light northwesterly wind. Partly to mostly sunny skies expected. We do have chances for rain returning midweek, late Wednesday into Thursday. Looks like it could be a pretty wet time frame for Wisconsin. Things should clear out, though, as we head into Friday. Our extended forecast has temperatures gradually warming this week. By Thursday, we're back to 70 degrees, and it looks like we'll stay pretty close to 70 heading right into the weekend.
Thanks, Hattie, and thank you for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow.